So can I, on behalf of myself and the residents of the area, really congratulate the mosque community for putting on this event. It is really important that we never let ignorance determine the way we react to one another in the community. We must always make the effort to extend the hand of friendship and just have a good old-fashioned chat and say hello to each other, because nothing replaces that. So look, I've got a message from the Prime Minister. As was mentioned, unfortunately he was unable to visit today, but he was very keen to speak to you through this message, and so I'll read that out now. I'm pleased to provide this message for the Penshurst Mosque Open Day. This event brings Australians together to learn more about Islamic faith and traditions and to focus on our shared values. Religious freedom has always been a settled part of the Australian tradition. Different religious communities should respect each other. People of different faiths, and indeed of none, should respect each other. We should all work to promote greater understanding of religion and celebrate the contribution that it makes to our society. Muslim Australians are an important part of an inclusive and cohesive Australia. Together, we are building a country which is a beacon of hope and optimism for people from right around the world. The Prime Minister goes on to say that he welcomes the Penshurst Mosque's commitment to these aims, and events like this one promote a greater understanding of religion in our free, fair and tolerant society. And he concludes that he wishes everyone an enjoyable open day. And that's Honourable Tony Abbott MP, Prime Minister of Australia. So ladies and gentlemen, best wishes for this afternoon, and congratulations again to the Penshurst Mosque community for arranging this important event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Thank you, Prime Minister, and hopefully we'll have the Prime Minister visit us here in the near future. Now, next speaker, our local, our friend, our supporter, Mr. Mark Joseph Kure, MP, Member for Oakley. Our dear friend, Mark, please.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Premier of New South Wales, Mike Baird, who is unable to be here today, I wish the Bosnian community all the very, very best on today's Open Day. And I want to acknowledge, of course, my good friend Ennis and the imams here today for putting on today's Open Day. Because today's Open Day means many things within our community. Firstly, it attacks those stereotypes that are out there in the community. It looks at presenting a good, clean, positive message. And members here in the Bosnian community, each and every one of you, are law-abiding citizens of our local community. You are all civic leaders, you are all law-abiding leaders, and many of you are married with kids and play an important role in our local community. I also want to say that I am a huge fan of what you have done here at Penshurst, and I've known Ennis and the entire team here at the mosque for many, many years. I've been able to, through our many government grants, been able to help and assist, and more recently, only 2 years ago I think it was, we assisted with, I think it was $30,000 to assist with some of the upgrades that are occurring or have occurred already. What we're seeing here at Penshurst through today's Open Day is really an education, isn't it? It's a learning experience for our wider community, because there are so many mixed messages out there. You only need to turn on the news and see what's happening in the Middle East, and I think it's certainly a good learning experience for our community to learn that the Bosnian mosque, the Bosnian community leaders are peaceful. They are law-abiding, as I've said before, and I do want to acknowledge the great work that they've done here in Penshurst, which is, of course, today is their second Open Day. So I want to thank your community leaders on putting on today, and I wish you all the very best for the future.
Thank you, Mark, for nice words. Now I would like to call Mayor of Hurstville City Council, Mr. Con Hindi.
Thank you, and thank you, ma'am. And good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to acknowledge firstly the member for Banks, my very good friend David Coleman, and also the member for Oakley, Mark Cure, and also my fellow councillor Brent Thomas, and also the General Manager of Hurstville City Council, Victor Lamp, who's sitting at the back down there. So, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which this event is taking place as that of the individual people of the Eora Nation. It gives me a great pleasure to be here today for the opening of today's special event, the 2014 Penshurst Mosque Open Day. Today's wonderful event celebrates the diversity of the Australian Muslim community in the Greater St George region. In addition, it also publicly acknowledges the positive contribution of the local Muslim community and their great work. Community events like these are most positive and highlight the diversity and social cohesion present in our vibrant city and help to further enrich community life. They also allow people from all walks of life an opportunity to experience a different cultural atmosphere that shares in great traditions within Australian society. Ladies and gentlemen, I've actually been living in this area for over probably 35 years, and I've known about this mosque for a long, long time, and you don't get to hear anything that is not Australian that happens in here. Everything that happens inside this mosque is absolutely beautiful. It lives in cohesion with the community. The community loves it. I've never heard one piece of trouble that comes out of here, and I should congratulate the Imam and the mosque here for a great contribution to our community. You are part of our community, and we love you as much as we love everyone else. You are part of us, and we want to share everything with you. And we want to work together as Hurstville City Council to ensure that you get what you want around here and what the community needs. Furthermore, on behalf of Hurstville City Council, I would like to take this opportunity to extend thanks and appreciation to the Australian Islamic Society of Bosnia-Herzegovina for their great work, dedication in supporting the local Muslim community. I hope everyone here today enjoys the open day and all of the activities on offer. And I would like to thank you for the beautiful food that you've offered. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and God willing, we will take your words and we'll hopefully meet very soon in your office and try and work together. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Deputy Chairman of Community Relations Commission for Multicultural New South Wales, Mr. Felice Montrone, our dear neighbour from Europe.
Can I say good afternoon, and I would like to acknowledge, like my colleagues, the traditional owners of the land, and pay my respect to the elders past and present. But I would like to pay my respect to His Excellency Imam Salim and to the elders of this mosque. As well, I would like to acknowledge, my voice is a bit low, but I would like also to acknowledge David Coleman, who does a great job in this federal sphere, and Mark Curry, a good friend in Seat of Oakley, and Con Indy, elected mayor. Congratulations. Also, I would like to acknowledge Richard Hutchison. Richard is the Director of Community Relation at the Commission, and he's everywhere. He is absolutely everywhere. He looks after basically all of the community of this state. There are 240 different nationalities. When I came here back in the early 70s, there was only 60 different nationalities. Now there are 240 different nationalities. So you can see the work that Richard and our commission does in the general area. This is New South Wales we're talking about. In 1992, Australia was one of the first to recognise the new Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina and established a relationship back in 1994. Now in 2014, 20 years later, more than 25,000 of your countrymen of Bosnia and Herzegovina live in Australia. I appreciate that many of you left Bosnia under very, very difficult circumstances. The terrible strife, the danger, but you have found, hopefully, safety, a life, a much better life, and a more safe settlement in Australia. This mosque was here 10 years or more before Bosnia and Herzegovina was recognised as a republic. It was here providing spiritual leadership and comfort to those who came and to those who were here. Multicultural New South Wales, I'll talk about us now, multicultural New South Wales, continue to maintain close links with all strands of Islam within our community, as well as with other faiths in Australia, with the goal of providing support. We want to help all Australians embrace cultural diversity because Australia is one of the most culturally accepting and diverse society on the planet. When, back in the early 80s, if you allow me, I became an Australian citizen, an old man approached me and he said, "Congratulations, young man, welcome. You know, I became an Australian citizen. Welcome to Australia. Where do you come from?" And I said, "Oh, Italy." And he said, "But where in Italy?" And I said, "Bari." He said, "Yeah, I know Bari. Bari's on the Adriatic coast." And I said, "Yeah, across the border from Bosnia and Herzegovina and Yugoslavia." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "You know what you've done today by becoming an Australian citizen? You have given your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren one of the greatest gifts you could give them. No Christmas present, no other gift will beat the gift that you have just given your future family in Australia, that becoming an Australian citizen." I would like to think that we can all cherish that gift and we can all love that gift that has been given to us by becoming an Australian citizen, whilst some of us maintain, like me, Italian citizenship. But it's a great honour and a great privilege to be living in this country. I congratulate the Penshurst Mosque on staging this open day. It's a really incredibly beautiful day. For a successful, also reaching out into the community, that is an important part. We at the Commission really want to be at the forefront of where community like yours reach out to other community, wherever they are in New South Wales. Can I say, Avla vam ste me provali danas ovdje. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Thank you, Mr. Montrone, and if I can just add that we as Bosnians, as Muslims, are very thankful to all the governments, to Australia for accepting us as refugees, and hopefully we can bring some Bosnian, some Muslim values to this beautiful country. We are so thankful. Having said that, we have a late apology from Honourable Ed Husic, MP, Federal Member for Chifley. He's one of the Bosnians, and believe me, we want our children to integrate into this community just like one of ours, Mr. Ed Husic, and hopefully all of us will take his steps. Now, I'd like to thank all of you that attended this beautiful day, and as you said, you all enjoyed the food. I thank the honourable dignitaries for their beautiful remarks. It is a true honour and pleasure to have you all as our guests, to address our congregation in this beautiful house of worship. However, it's not over yet. We still have our seminar that will commence in next 5 to 10 minutes. The seminar will be presented by Associate Professor Brother Mehmet Ozlab from Islamic Science and Research Academy. Can we please have our guests make their way to seminar room where we had lunch? And once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you that attended, and we apologize if we missed some names, but thank you so much.
Let's take a photo of all the community and try to have Yes.